In this video, we'll learn about Mendeleev's periodic table. The main credit for scientific classification of elements does to Dmitry Ivanovich Mendeleev, which was a Russian chemist. When Mendeleev started his work on classification of elements, only 63 elements were known at that time. Inert gases were not known at that. So, he closely examined the relationship between the atomic weights of the elements and their physical and chemical properties. So he actually concentrated on the compounds found by the elements with oxygen and hydrogen, that is the oxides and the hydrides of different elements. So he arranged the then known elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights, putting the elements with similar properties together in a group. This resulted into a tabular arrangement of elements which was called as periodic table. Thus, the two guiding factors which led Mendeleev to create his periodic table were increasing order of atomic weights of the elements and grouping together the elements with similar properties. Then he gave a modern Mendeleev's periodic law in 1986, which says that the properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic weights and masses. In other words, when elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses, their repetition of properties after a certain interval of elements. So there is some repetition of properties after a certain point when we arrange the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights. So this is basically the Mendeleev periodic table. What he did is he have created some of the groups, and he says basically the element which form such type of oxides, they were placed in this like this. So hydrogen formed H2O, so it was placed in this. Lithium formed Li2O, so it was placed. Same, the second one is RO. So beryllium formed BeO, beryllium oxide. Same for magnesium. So that's how he actually plays. Then R2O3, boron formed B2O3, then Al2O3. Then finally we have RO2, which is basically CO2, and RH4 for we will use CH4 and SiH4, etc. So that's how he actually made some of the groups as per the hydrides and oxides. So the letter R is actually used to represent any element in the group which I just told. Note the way formulae are written. For example, the hydride of carbon CH4 is written as RH4 and the oxide CO2 as RO. The spaces marked with a blank line represent the elements that Mendeleev deduced existed but were unknown at the time. So he actually said that the element is going to be discovered in the future, which is basically whose atomic mass was going to be approximately 44, and he told that there has to be some element. And yes, actually that happened. There were element which was discovered later. So that was germanium. So essential features of Mendeleev periodic table. So in all, there are 8 vertical columns which was known as groups, group 1 to group 8 in Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic properties has 12 horizontal rows called periods. So Mendeleev called them series. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.